funds out? Yeah.
All right.
I'm tripping on my cord.
We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning. Welcome to the June 3rd, 2021 meeting for the Shawnee County Board of County Commissioners. My name is Kevin Cook. I serve as the chair this year, also representing District 2. Joining me today is Commissioner Bill Rippon, representing District 1. Good morning.
Good morning.
And Commissioner Aaron Mays, representing District 3. Good morning.
Morning.
Madam Clerk, our first item.
First item is item 3, consent agenda.
There are 4 items on the consent agenda. Are there any questions or is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Rippon, second by Commissioner Mays. All in favor say aye. All opposed? Reflect that it passes 3-0. Our next item.
Item 4, new business A, County Clerk number 1, consider all voucher payments.
Commissioners, this morning we have vouchers totaling $2,788,389.32. There's nothing out of the ordinary in this voucher report. I would move for approval.
Second.
Motion for approval by Commissioner Mays, second by Commissioner Rippon. All in favor say aye. All opposed? Reflect that it passes 3-0. Our next item.
There are no correction orders right now. Item B, Public Works number 1, consider authorization and execution of contract C207-2021, product price amendment number 3 to sole source contract C251-2014 with Schaefer Manufacturing Company, a revised price listing covering the purchase of various oils, fluids, additives, and lubricants with funding from the Public Works Equipment Maintenance Budget.
Good morning, Commissioners. Kurt Niehaus, Director of Public Works, here before you with a third price increase from Schaefer Oil since the original contract was approved in 2014. This price increase amounts to approximately 7.9% across all products. Anticipating a question from the Commission about the possibility of going with a different vendor, I will say this is probably, as we all know, oil and fuel prices are on the rise. We have a post-COVID-19 world economy, and so certain prices are very volatile. And I think fossil fuel products are included in that. So what I'm trying to say is I'm guessing this price increase is typical for other vendors. Probably most important, though, is we have a history with this company. I'm somewhat of a gearhead, and I know that you can talk about oil and you can get in real heated discussions about this or that kind of oil and the benefits and so on and so forth. What we know about this company and their products is they work for us. We have used these products for a number of years, and they have basically shut down major engine and transmission failures for our equipment fleet. If we go to a new vendor, we have to start over. And there's no guarantee that vendor's products will work like this vendor's. So I'm here before you asking you to approve this product price amendment to our original contract. And with that, I'd love to take your questions. Oh, before that.
Good morning, Betty Greiner, Director of Administrative Services. I just wanted to add to what he is saying, and this would have been before Kurt had come to the county. They did an analysis of watching those vehicles that they were using this kind of oil with, and then others that they were not. And so before we ever went to this sole source of Schaefer oil, we did an analysis on that to really look at the savings that that they were seeing with that, and how it as I understand it, lengthened the time between oil changes and all of that. So I do want you to know that they did an analysis back before we started using only Schaefer oil.
And what Betty talked about is somewhat real briefly discussed in the sole source that's included with this. The sole source was approved earlier this year. So with that, thank you, Betty. I'll take your questions.
Any questions for Kurt Gearhead Niehaus?
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it.
So, Kurt, it looks like essentially this could, based on the averages, it looks like we're doing $60,000 to $80,000 a year business with them.
Over based
So-
on the last 4 years.
So it
yes.
looks like a maximum increase of about $6,800.
Yes. And now one good thing is we've put in some huge orders prior to June 1 to stock up. So, we're trying to beat the price increase, so we have done that. But you are correct.
Okay,
Any other things? Is there a motion?
I'll move to approve.
I would second.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Mays, second by Commissioner Rippon. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, reflect that it passes 3-0.
Thank you.
Kurt. Our next item.
Item C, Stormont Valley Event Center. Number 1, consider authorization and execution of contract C208-2021, a lease purchase agreement with TCF National Bank for the purchase and annual payments of the new Stormont Valley Event Center digital highway marquee sign, with total payments including interest not to exceed $101,492.67, utilizing funds from the SBE capital outlay account and future facility fee revenues in fiscal year '22 and fiscal year '23.
Good morning, Commissioners. Kellen Seitz, Spectrum Venue Management, the Stormont Vale Event Center. The contract you have before you today is just the financing contract for the highway marquee sign, which is going to be provided by Daktronics, which was approved by you earlier this year. The TCF National Bank is the financing company on behalf of Daktronics that will allow us to use our first initial down payment, which is that money that was allocated out of our capital outlay account in the amount of $32,205, with the remaining balance of the payments on this highway marquee sign to be utilized out of future facility fee revenues. There is no prepayment penalty for this contract. We do anticipate that we will pay off the sign variance in well before that 2-year period that would allow for that, and we do have the funds that we're setting aside for that out of our facility fee revenues. So I have to answer any questions that you might have.
Questions? I'll move for approval. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion for approval by Commissioner Cook, second by Commissioner Rippon. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, reflect that it passes 3-0. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next item.
Item D, Parks and Recreation. Number 1, consider authorization and execution of contract C209-2021, amendment number 1 to contract C28-2020 with Conroy Contractors to extend the basketball court projects in Ripley and Cushenberry Parks, which were delayed due to weather conditions.
Good morning, Commissioners. Tim Laurent, Parks and Recreation Director. As the clerk said, these projects were moving along quite well, and then we got quite a bit of rain, which
put a halt to things, so we'd like to extend the contract to the end of July, and we believe they will be able to accomplish getting these installed at both locations during that time. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Questions?
Tim, can you expand on like how far they are along on these?
I don't know for sure at Ripley because I was over there when they started. So I think the courts have been removed at both locations, and I know at Cushenberry it's a swamp, so they haven't started putting anything back in yet. I don't know for sure at or at Ripley. I haven't been over there since they started.
Okay, so right now there's nothing.
Yeah, right now there's nothing. Well, the existing courts at Ripley are still there. We didn't tear out the courts at Ripley.
Okay.
They're going to stay until we get the new one completed.
Okay, that's good news.
Yeah.
Okay, appreciate it.
Other questions? Is there a motion to extend to July 1?
I'll move for approval.
Second.
Motion for approval by Commissioner Rippon, second by Commissioner Mays. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Reflect that passes 3-0. Thank you. Our next item.
Item E, Health Department, number 1, consider approval to create and fill a part-time advanced practice registered nurse position for the family planning program at a salary including benefits of $50,737.10 to be paid with grant funding.
Good morning, Commissioners. Carrie Delphs, Clinical Services Division Manager with the Health Department. Before you this morning is a request to create and fill this advanced practice registered nurse position. This provider will be responsible for providing direct patient care, the required documentation that we would need for medical records and reimbursement. This person would also be responsible for coordinating care with other health department programs and community resources. We had previously created and filled a position as intermittent. When COVID started, our progress on family planning was halted. So we are resuming our funding with the state, and then we have applied for 2022 aid to local funding for this position. We've worked with HR as far as moving that from intermittent to part-time, and we've also worked with Betty on this.
Any questions for Ms. Delphs?
No, I'll move to approve.
I'll second. And thank you very much for bringing this to us. So,
We're glad to do it.
motion for approval by Commissioner Mays, second by Commissioner Cook. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Reflect that it passes 3-0. Thank you. Our next item.
Item F, Commission number 1, consider approval of appointment of David Linderman to the Shawnee County Planning Commission.
Commissioners, there is an opening on the Planning Commission. This is an at-large position, and Mr. Linderman is from Silver Lake and served on the Silver Lake Township, I guess City Council, thank you. And we have his application or resume. Is there any questions or issues?
No.
I would move for his appointment. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion for appointment by Commissioner Cook, second by Commissioner Rippon. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Reflect that it passes 3-0. And thank you, David, for serving. Our next item.
Item 5, Administrative Communications.
Are there any administrative communications this morning?
Carrie Delphs again with the Health Department. I wanted to announce this morning that our immunization program is resuming some walk-in appointments. Again, this was something that during the pandemic we had switched to appointment only when we resumed services. So walk-in immunizations will be available in the afternoons. So that's 1 to 4 p.m. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and then 2 to 4 p.m. on Wednesdays. And just a reminder, everybody 2 and over is required to wear a mask, but you can call 251-5700 for accommodations. We're also still offering appointments in the morning. And then one more announcement, we are going to be at Redbud Pavilion in Noto tomorrow from 4 to 7 p.m. offering the Johnson & Johnson vaccines. This will be for people 18 and over.
Okay. Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioner. Bill Sutton, Shawnee County Solid Waste. I'd like to remind everybody that this Saturday, June 5th, is our Saturday collection event for the month of June. We'll be open from 9 until 12, so come on out and drop off your household hazardous waste as well as electronic waste. No paint sales on Saturday that we ask. This will be the last Saturday collection event until August because we do not hold one in July. Address is 131 Northeast 46th Street, or they can call for more information 286-4381. Thank you.
Thank you.
Courtney House, Director of Public Works, just wanted to announce that our Glick Road project is complete. That was the one southwest of Silver Lake. It's complete. The road is open, and so.
Hey, Kurt, while you're up, I know that there's been with the rain, we've had some delays like on Ripley Park, Cushionberry Park. How has the rains affected our work on 45th Street? Are we seriously delayed or just, because we anticipate rain will happen during the spring?
I would say marginally delayed. The contractor still feels that they can complete the project on time, so I don't believe it's a time to panic yet.
Okay. And I know that we oftentimes field phone calls or emails about, it's a beautiful day, it's 78 or 80 degrees, and nobody's on the job site. What's going on?
Things are not always as they seem. For example, if you're working on a box in the bottom of a creek and you're standing on the road at one end of the project, you may not see work that's going on. It's happening in a hole. The project is long. If you're at one end of the project and you look way down the road to the other end of the project, it may look like nothing's happening, but they might be driving pile. So I would say it's highly unlikely, if the weather is nice, that the contractor isn't trying to get something done.
Are there times when maybe it takes time to dry out and you want to have a drive surface too?
Well, the road can be dry, but they could be working in an area that's lower, so it's damp or wet. Yes, absolutely.
And if you're working in a wet or damp area, can that affect the longevity of the road over the lifespan?
Well, the base has to be placed at optimum moisture, so you don't want to put it too wet, too dry. There's just certain things you can't do when the ground is soggy. You can't put heavy equipment on soggy ground. It's a danger to people, slip, slide, to work on mud. So, and you can't place concrete. Normally, you can't place concrete below water. So, there are ways to do it, but normally you wouldn't put concrete below water or place it. So the weather plays, it plays havoc with contractors. But in our case on 45th Street, I don't believe it's to the point where it's catastrophic.
Okay. I just wanted to kind of take a moment and field some of those questions because I know that we often get asked, why don't I see anything happening? And of course, everybody becomes a road engineer when they're watching nothing happening.
It's very easy to do,
So, thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
You would know.
Good morning, Commissioners. Kellen Seitz, Spectre Venue Management, Stormont Vale Event Center. This weekend, we have our first live entertainment ticketed event in over 15 months. So we are excited to get back into the swing of things and into the action. That's going to be Baby Shark on Sunday at 2 p.m. So if you have little ones or grandkids, make sure you bring them out, and you'll have a nice theme song stuck in your head for the next week. So in addition to that, we are getting ready to announce another concert that'll announce on Monday of next week. We'll do that here at the Commission. And so we're excited about that one. That's going to be coming in October.
Great.
Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners. Stephanie Kuhlman. The June County Connection newsletter has been posted to the website, and you can find that at www.snco.us. Go down to the drop-down menu of the Commission. You'll land on the Commission homepage, and on the left side, you'll find the link newsletter. That will take you to the June County Connection newsletter. This month, in the Commissioner's Corner, Commissioner Rippon gives us a brief history lesson of the new and improved zoo that was designed and created in 1933, largely due to the work of Park Commissioner Harry Snyder. He was able to use some grants available and built a modern zoo, including the entrance in the photo that you see here. If you went to the Topeka Zoo and didn't get a picture of your kids sitting on the lion sculpture, it was because you just didn't own a camera. This was a very popular photo session. Mr. Schneider also built a lagoon where people could rent boats and paddle around the pond. He was responsible for building Garfield, Big Gauge, and Lakewood shelter houses. He also made major improvements to the Gauge pool and other facilities within the park. So, there you go. This month's featured department is Public Works. And the photo on the left is a project that we were just discussing. The project began on February 8th at Southeast 45th Street. I'm not gonna need to talk too much about this, but I've got drone video of this project, and it is amazing. I didn't realize the scale of this project, and to see it up above, that might help to answer some of the questions from the public as to, wow, this thing is pretty big. So when it is complete, pedestrians will be able to enjoy a 10-foot wide path on the north side of Southeast 45th Street. And the photo on the right is an upcoming project on South Topeka Boulevard. They're going to be doing some maintenance work on northbound South Topeka between 93rd Street and Airport Drive. Also have drone video in the newsletter of this. It's pretty cool. The work on this project will begin sometime this summer around June 28th to July 26th. And the project is expected to take no more than 25 days. Just a side note that northbound Topeka Boulevard will be down to one lane, so you may want to find an alternate route. Just some recaps of some events that happened in May. We had the ribbon cutting at the Weir on May 7th. That was a group project. Following that, we went over to the Great Overland Station for the grand reopening. That was fun. We had food trucks and snow cones and face painting. It was great. A week later, on May 15th, the Peace Officer Memorial Day, I was able to go out and take some pretty cool photos with those clouds in the background of the Capitol. I thought were pretty awesome looking. And our upcoming events, June 5th is the Household Hazardous Waste event that Mr. Sutton talked about. We have a planning commission on June 14th, and we have no commission meeting on June 28th. So that is all I have to report.
All right. Thank you very
All
much,
right,
Stephanie.
thank you.
Any other administrative communications, public comments? Commissioner Rippon.
I want to give a shout out to Topeka High girls softball team. I attended the last two games of the tournament, and it was the first time Topeka High had won state in girls softball, and exciting tournament, and they have some tremendous players on that team this year. I'm going to go to the Baby Shark. I'm going to get that Buzz theme song in my head, taking my grandson to that, so I'm looking forward to that. Other than that, our Sparks Committee has started meeting again. As you know, the county was given funding from the federal government for more support and to help recover from the COVID event. And so we started meeting again, and we'll continue as needed. So that's it.
Very good. Commissioner Mays.
Unfortunately, I will not be at Baby Shark this weekend, but I hope, I want a full report. So, anyway, nothing else from me.
I don't have anything else today. There is no need for an executive session, so we are adjourned.
I thought I dodged a bullet on Baby Shark. Last year, my grandson was gonna be in town, so we got tickets.